Tonight on Newsbeat, LSU begins its search for the next Mike the Tiger mascot.
Also, discussions about TOPS cuts continue, and some Louisiana high school students are choosing to go out of state.
And a Baton Rouge thrift store focusing its efforts and funds on rebuilding the lives of women and children in the area.
All this and more. Newsbeat starts right now. Good evening and welcome to Newsbeat. I'm Trey Cuvion.
And I'm Johnston Von Springer. Thanks for joining us. Mike the Tiger never fails to pump up LSU fans at sporting events, and now LSU is looking for the next person to fill his striped shoes. Team Mike is made up of LSU students who at the drop of a paw help the mascot attend various different events and appearances. The Spirit Squad is looking for a well-rounded, dedicated individual who is outgoing and can help continue the tradition. Team Mike must maintain a certain GPA in exchange for excused classes, priority scheduling, and a partial athletic scholarship. Mike also participates in University Cheerleading Association competitions where he competes against other university mascots. Tryouts will be held April 21st through the 23rd. To find out more about tryout schedules, visit lsusports.net/mascot.
High school seniors face a tough decision in their college choice after TOPS was partially cut last year. And Tiger TV reporter's Hunter Lovell has the story.
It's been almost 10 months since Louisiana legislators voted to cut funding for TOPS. And for some high school seniors, that resolution proved to be the deciding factor in their college choice.
It really came down to money at the end of the day. My parents were very much like, we're not paying for your undergraduate.
Catholic high school senior Matthew Howell considered attending either LSU or South Carolina for his undergrad. But with the uncertainty that the full TOPS scholarship would ever be restored, he ultimately went with the Gamecocks.
I grew up with TOPS. I always figured like I was, at least through middle school and for most of my high school career, I've been banking on, TOPS is automatically going to get it. I'm going to be able to get LSU for free. But then obviously with the budget crisis last year and such, that suddenly changed the picture a lot.
Matthew's mother, Miranda Howell, is Catholic High's librarian. She says her family wasn't prepared to stay in state if TOPS remained funded at just 70%.
I wouldn't give up a sure thing based off of TOPS because, like I said, as a resident of Louisiana, I'm not confident that TOPS is going to be available, so I can't let that be a factor in his decision.
Miranda says she's noticed an increase in the number of students going out of state. 18% of Catholic High's class of 2016 attended an out-of-state college, compared to just 11% from the class of 2015.
But I suspect if Louisiana can't get its TOPS funding, more students may be going out of state. They were very excited to have someone from LSU.
Matthew received enough scholarship money to close the gap in costs between the two universities. He says that if TOPS were to be reduced by any amount, staying in state just wouldn't make sense.
Whenever you're actually comparing apples to apples, at least with what I want to do in my case, LSU just didn't really stack up. As
lawmakers struggle to find ways to cover the $89 million shortfall for next year, many students, like Matthew, will continue to look elsewhere for college. For Tiger TV, I'm Hunter Lovell.
Governor John Bel Edwards and Louisiana lawmakers will attempt to find a better solution for TOPS when the legislative session begins on April 10th.
You see it every day driving down Highland Road, but do you really know the impact a little thrift store can have on someone's life? Reporter Nadine Abosada has more on the store Connections for Life.
Thank you so much.
All right, come back and see us.
Oh, I absolutely.
Judy Mason lived a life in and out of prison since she was 19 years old.
I'll be 51 in September, but I have been on the street for over 30 years.
It wasn't until 8 months ago that Judy decided to change her path by joining Connections for Life.
I had heard about Connections for Life a long time ago, but I just never was ready, to straighten up my life or to give myself a chance. But this last time, I'm just tired.
Connections for Life, a thrift store where every dollar helps women just like Judy
Back in the day, I would have sported these.
get back on their feet.
There's survival out there, and I knew that. I knew how to do that. The only thing I didn't know how to do was try something different. I was too scared of that.
Maishling speaks of a struggle many women have when leaving prison, just going back to their old habits because that's all they know. Director Karen Stye explains what they do for these women and the goals that they have for them.
In that 12-month time frame, we provide them housing, transportation. We do financial literacy with them. We provide them food and clothing. The goal being that in the 12 months that the woman is with us, that she will go from being dependent to becoming independent.
Since Louisiana has the highest incarceration rate in the nation, programs like this are important, but don't last sometimes because they run strictly on donations and volunteers.
We're a nonprofit, so just saying the word nonprofit means you have struggles, but we, like so many in the community, we're always seeking to bring more awareness to the work that we do. Also, just more awareness about the mission of what we do.
Awareness, 12 months, and a few donations is all it takes to change someone's life.
My life has just did a whole turnaround. I have a better outlook on life. I want more for myself. I'm way happier than I used to be.
STAG partners with programs on LSU's campus to continue to spread awareness so more women like Maishling can be helped.
Departments that help the organization include LSU's engineering and English departments.
Millennials are good at many things, but driving might not be one of them.
We'll tell you more right after the break. Millennials have a knack for technology, but they aren't always the best drivers. Tiger TV reporter Max Merchant has more on the story.
Ben Whitley sucks at driving.
Most people have told me I'm not, so I listen to them. But I certainly don't doubt my abilities.
Ben's not alone. A new report from the AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety found that 88% of millennials are riskier drivers, earning the top spot for worst behaved U.S. drivers. But Ben doesn't think it's all millennials' fault.
I'm not nearly as bad about it as my father. He's a worse driver than I am, but I'm really kind of an indecisive driver.
Ben says the newer generations need to be taught more about safe driving from their parents.
I think their parents need to get better about it. I mean, just me personally, I was always used to my dad being really mad in the car.
But sometimes, even the parents can't offer good advice.
Because you have previous generations that are really old who still have cars, and they're not good at driving either. So, way back then, there were only so many old people driving.
But Ben says he's trying to be better on and off the road.
I've had a lot of parking scuffles. I'm not very good at parking. I think that's where I have the most trouble.
For now, millennials should buckle up and drive safely. I'm Max Merchant with Tiger TV.
Let's hope that millennials will play by the rules of the road. After the break, find out which state might allow testing to start for self-driving cars.
Don't go anywhere. If a new measure is passed, drivers on New York highways will be joined on the road by self-driving cars. This measure is part of one of the budget state lawmakers began approving Tuesday night, and if passed, it will allow these self-driving vehicles on New York's highways for testing and demonstration purposes only. Testing will only be allowed for 1 year, and the test can only take place under direct supervision of the New York State Police. If this legislation passed, New York will join 11 other states, including Louisiana, with legislation related to self-driving vehicles.
Well, that is all the time we have for tonight, but you can keep up with us on social media and online on our website at lsunow.com.
And make sure to stick around for Tiger TV Sports after this. Have a great evening, Tigers.